You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 4 unlocks the 12 gates of civic power, the forgotten architecture that turns ordinary citizens into fearless participants in the Republic. Season 4 The Republic Emerges, the 12 Gates of Civic Power. Episode 7 Gate 5 The Presumption of Personal Jurisdiction, how the court claims you and how you challenge its claim. There's a moment in every case, a moment so quiet most people never notice it, when the court decides that you belong to it. Not spiritually or morally, not emotionally or cosmically, but procedurally. This is the moment the court says, I have authority over you. You are under my power. This room decides your fate. And most people believe it because the room looks official, and the judge looks certain, and the bailiff looks bored, and the entire ritual whispers, you have no choice. But the truth is far older, far wiser, far more rebellious than that. The Republic built a system where no court may touch you, no judge may command you, until it crosses a bridge called personal jurisdiction. This bridge is not automatic. It must be proven. And the people forgot this. But you won't. This is the fifth gate. The most important question in any courtroom, before evidence, before testimony, before argument, before motions, before anything else. One question rules them all. Does this court have authority over this person? Not theoretical authority, not presumed authority, and definitely not hoped for authority. Actual, lawful, demonstrated authority. If the answer is no, the case cannot proceed. If the answer is yes, the case still requires 1,000 other elements, but jurisdiction is the first hinge. And if that hinge fails, the door cannot open. The 3 paths of personal jurisdiction. Most Americans have never been taught what it takes for a court to lawfully claim them. They assume the judge has authority because the judge acts like they do. But authority comes from only 3 sources. Proper service. The court must prove you were served correctly according to the rules of your state. Wrong address? No, not jurisdiction. Wrong person served? Not jurisdiction. Slipped under the door? Not jurisdiction. Handed to your neighbor? Not jurisdiction in most cases. Mailed without certification? Usually not jurisdiction. We covered notice in the last gate. Now we see why it matters. 2. Voluntary appearance. If you walk in and act like the case is legitimate, the court treats that as consent, even if you didn't mean to, even if you were confused, even if you were scared, even if you just wanted to explain your side. This is where thousands fall. You appear without contesting jurisdiction, and the gate slams shut. But there is a remedy, special appearance, a way to enter the courtroom without surrendering jurisdiction. We'll return to this. And 3, minimum contacts, territorial grounds. A court cannot claim you unless you have sufficient connection to its territory. This is ancient. In America, it became the foundation stone in Pennoyer versus Neff, 1877, and later refined in International Shoe from 1945. The rule is simple. If you do not live here, do business here, or cause harm here, the court cannot claim you here unless you let it. The presumption of jurisdiction decoded. Most courts do not pause to prove jurisdiction, they assume it. This is how the fifth gate traps the uninformed. But the moment you challenge jurisdiction, time stops. Procedure freezes. The judge is no longer a figure of towering authority. They are a public officer under a mandatory duty to answer the challenge. A jurisdictional challenge is not a nuisance. It is a constitutional moment. A moment the Republic built precisely to protect you. The most misunderstood tool in American civics, special appearance. People lose jurisdictional battles because they do not know this phrase. I appear under special appearance to challenge jurisdiction only. This sentence is a shield, a firewall, a declaration of sovereignty within law. It means you are present, you are participating, but you are not granting consent to the court's authority. You have not entered into general appearance. You have not surrendered your rights. You have not allowed the court to assume that you agree it can judge you. Special appearance is participation without submission. It is not pseudo-law. This is the core of American due process. Judges know it. Attorneys know it. The Republic knows it. The people forgot it, but not you. The court cannot move forward without jurisdiction. If you challenge jurisdiction properly, the court must prove service, prove venue, prove territorial authority, prove subject matter authority, prove the validity of the summons, prove you have minimum contacts, prove the proper court rule was followed, and in some cases, schedule a hearing solely on jurisdiction. This is the fifth gate's power. It freezes the machine until the state shows its receipts. Some judges will look irritated. Some will look surprised. Some will suddenly sit straighter because they sense they are no longer dealing with a passive participant, but a citizen who knows the architecture. This is when the Republic stirs. The moment you realize you are not property. The state wants efficiency. Efficiency requires obedience. Obedience is easiest when the people believe jurisdiction is automatic. But jurisdiction is never automatic. It is conditional, fragile, dependent on facts, dependent on process, dependent on your participation. The fifth gate teaches you this truth. You are not the court's property. You are the court's equal participant unless you choose otherwise. Authority is not a blanket. It is a contract. One the state must justify. One you can question. One you can withdraw consent from if the rules are not followed. This is adulthood in the Republic. You have passed Gate 5, and now you understand you cannot be judged without lawful service. You cannot be bound without jurisdiction. You cannot be claimed without connection. You cannot be controlled without consent. You cannot be compelled without due process. You are not a spectator in the courtroom. You are not a defendant in a cage. You are not a ghost in the ritual. You are a citizen walking the ancient path of the 12 gates. And as you walk, the Republic wakes with you. Gate 6 awaits. Another gate has opened. With each step, the Republic remembers you more clearly. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt a door open, good. I'm really, really glad you're here. The Republic is waking, and those who listen, join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if these words resonate with you and you want to support this work, please like, subscribe, share, any way you feel appropriate to support this channel and keep it going. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every one of you.